You think that? Go ahead, Anthony. I'm a very bad man. Keep thinking that. Somebody sneak up behind him. Somebody end this now while he's thinking about me.
Mom!
Greetings, fiends. It's your old pal Horror Mike, and I was going to present part 2 of my series of sci-fi and horror films of the 21st century, but as you can see, well, Tubi's gone down. So instead of that, I'm going to show you some tasty tidbits that I've recently acquired in the realm of sci-fi, horror, and fantasy films and TV. Some stuff that just might pop the eyes right out of your head. First off, let's go way back into the golden age of television. This is the first day of issue of early TV memories. Now, this particular one, of course, as you can see, is the Twilight Zone with the stamp and Rod Serling's image on it. The United States Post Office did a series of these, including other TV shows such as You Bet Your Life, Hop Along Cassidy, and so forth. But the one that caught my eye was the Twilight Zone, obviously Rod Serling, from which so much great stuff came forth. This is the first day of issue envelope with the stamp. And you can find the stamps on eBay. They're not that rare. There are probably 24 other commemorative stamps from the 2009 series from many other TV shows that you might be interested in. One of my favorite sci-fi horror films of the 1950s, no doubt about it, in the top 5. It, The Terror from Beyond Space, from 1958. Screenplay by the one and only Jerome Bixby, who wrote a lot of TV stuff, including The Twilight Zone. Yes, he wrote the original screenplay for It's a Good Life, starring Billy Mooney. I'm sure you remember that one. It's classic. It was remade in the Twilight Zone movie. This was another low-budget studio film. It was shot, I believe, in 6 freaking days. Ray Crash Corrigan played the creature. And apparently Paul Blaisdell based the head upon his own head. Well, Ray Crash Corrigan's head was larger than Paul Blaisdell's, so his head didn't quite fit in the mask. And his chin ended up poking through where the mouth is. So they painted his chin red, apparently. I mean, this is a black and white film, but they painted it a different color to make it look more like the creature's tongue. As you can see, the packaging is really quite cool. Love the back. It breathes, it hunts, it kills. So I'm going to take it out now. It claims 8 points of articulation. I'm not finding 8 points of articulation on this sucker, folks. Here you go. Here he is, right? And it looks pretty damn cool. I think they did a good job with the sculpt. Legs don't move, okay? So that's one thing. Now his hands move, and of course his forearms. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Points of articulation. The arms, the upper arms do not move. At least they don't move on mine. His head moves. So that's 5 points, folks. And here is the alternative head, which shows his chin sticking through the mask that they painted to make it look like his tongue. So you can use that one, or The one where he's just kind of, his mouth is open. It, the Terror from Beyond Space. Next up, folks, you may have seen a recent video that I did on Brain Dead, aka Dead Alive, the 1992 horror comedy by the one and only Peter Jackson, and what I consider to be his greatest film. I finally got the DVD. This is something that apparently back in 2018, Jackson was talking about doing a remaster and re-release of Brain Dead, aka Dead Alive. That is not materialized. So I ended up just getting the, DVD version. One thing about this is that, and this of course was the US release and they call it Dead Alive. I just never liked this poster art. I thought it was too goofy. Now it is a horror comedy. And on the top, you see it says the goriest fright film of all time. This poster does not do it justice at all. This at least is the DVD version of the fantastic film. It's got various things. Of course, it is 69 widescreen Dolby Stereo, Spanish and French subtitles available. Interactive menus, scene access, and theatrical trailer. So it doesn't have any, unfortunately, making of Dead Alive, Brain Dead. However, if you look up on YouTube, you can find 2 short videos on the making of Brain Dead. They are awesome. You got to check them out. I think they're like 10, 15 minutes long each. And I hope that when they eventually do the remaster of Dead Alive, they include those on the Blu-ray because they're fantastic. They really give you a great behind the scenes look at what I consider to be one of the greatest zombie films of all time, and certainly one of the greatest horror comedies. There's something else that I discovered not too long ago, and I finally got him. Now, if you watched the video on Dead Alive, Brain Dead, you saw him, and I hear him now. He's scuttling across the floor. Folks, meet little Petey Jackson, as I call him, or as in honor of the man himself. This is the Sumatran rat monkey from the film Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead. It is absolutely freaking fantastic. As you can see, the details on this beauty. Now, this is foam latex, so, it's movable. It does have a kind of wire armature in the body, so you can move the legs and arms a bit. And so that helps. It helps when you're, when you want to make him sit, properly. And his tail is designed so it's kind of like a support on the back. So it definitely stands up correctly and, it looks really great. I just love the detail they put on this rat monkey. And of course, it is life size. This is the size of the Sumatran rat monkey as seen in the film Simian Raticus, okay, as it's formally known. And you can get this. It is on the Monstar Studio site on Etsy, and I have put that link on the video and in the description of this video. There are so many great scenes in the film, but the Sumatran rat monkey animation, which was also animated by Peter Jackson himself, by the way, that whole scene, Forrest Ackerman, who's taking photos, of course, as the rat monkey is biting Lionel's mother and then subsequently stomping the rat monkey's head in. It was just one of those great scenes that you never forget. And now you never have to, because you can have your very own rat monkey, okay, scuttling around, scurrying across the floor at night. So there you go, folks. That is the Sumatran rat monkey from Dead Alive. It can be yours now at the Monstar Studio. Tubi is still down, so I'm just going to end this video now, and then hopefully tomorrow I can pick up and do the part 2 of the 21st century sci-fi and horror films and get on that, because I'd like to have that out on Saturday. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.